Good morning students, myself Madhusmita. I will be teaching class 5 SST chapter 5 evolution of communication today to all of you.
Good morning students. We'll today start with the fifth chapter of SST evolution of communication. Now first I would like to ask you, what is communication? What do you mean by this? And what is the need for communication? You all must be missing your friends right now at home when you are not able to come to the school. Now what you are doing, what is the thing that you are generally missing right now? Talking with them, isn't it? This is a general thing of communication, that you speak something to your friend, you talk with them. Now how does this talking happen? Either you give some information to them, or they give some information, or there is an exchange of informations among both of you, from both the sides. Now this exchange of information by speaking or by writing or gestures is termed as communication. Now here you can see some pictures. Now these are the things that are related to communications. Now can you all detect this? The first picture is that of a postcard. The next one is an inland letter. The third one, the most popular thing among us right now, a phone. The fourth one is a daily newspaper that you get every day in the morning, and the fifth one is your television. Now how are these things related to communication? Before this mobile phones or the general phones that came to us in our livelihood, people generally use these postcards and inland letters to communicate information among each other. People living in far distant places, they used to send letters to their friends and to their relatives, and they got some information. So generally it was widely used during the earlier days. We were using postcards and inland letters, and after that we started using, after the coming of mobile phones, we have started to communicate through our things through a mobile phone, because it has become too easy. We don't need to write a lot of things about what kind of information we are giving, and the information that we are going to get in exchange of the things that we want to share and what we want to listen about it, that also has become fast through the mobile phone. Otherwise, if we had to write something, we were using these postcards and inland letters to write letters and to send them. Again, we had to wait when they will send their answers to us. But after this coming of phones, we are not facing those things in our life. It has become quite fast and easy and accessible to everyone. Now comes the television and the newspaper. What is the general thing that why is these things useful? Because we are going to get the information. Now this is not a reciprocal to and fro of information, but we get a wide range of information about things happening all over in the world through this television and newspaper. These are generally called as the multimedias, where a person sitting at his home has the access to information that is happening everywhere, and it's related to everything in our life. Now human beings have evolved different methods of communication over time, as I informed you right now. Now why do we need to communicate? Because we are human beings, we are social beings. We need to give some kind of information, we need to talk, we need to communicate for everything in our life. Now we'll go to the first point of our chapter, how people communicated in the past. Now as you can see in these pictures, these are certain cave paintings. In these cave paintings you can see in the third one, it shows some kind of a story. It shows the kind of animals that were available, that the human beings were aware of, or they domesticated for certain uses. Now these early humans, they communicated each other initially using signs and gestures when they had no language. Now you must be aware of a multiple of language existing everywhere. Just Our country, India itself, is called as a multilingual country. Why? Because there is a wide range of variety of languages people speaking in every hook and nook and corner of the country. In every state we have a state language. Within the states also the languages vary from one place to other. Now, when there were no language, imagine how they must be communicating. Definitely by using some signs, some gestures. Now they use these signs and gestures to communicate with each other. They learned to deliver long distance messages by beating the drums and giving indications through smoke or fire. Now this kind of thing, if there was some kind of dangerous atmosphere all around them, they would either burn fire or they would beat the drums, and this way they could give long distance messages to their friends that there is something to happen. Some animals and birds, they were also used to send messages from one place to another. Now gradually they learned to express their thoughts and ideas using the pictures and paintings. Archaeologists have found that many cave paintings from these prehistoric sites, they can be considered as a form of language being used among the people, which either seem to tell a story or of a hunting expedition, like that. Then came the need of writing. Now though there was a communication going on, but slowly they felt the need to write. Now why was this needed? Early humans became farmers and herders. As you must be knowing that earlier, when there was human beings started, the evolution of human being was not much developed. They used to hunt, they used to eat raw meat, they used to collect fruits and roots. All these things they were using to feed themselves. But slowly and gradually they learned how they could farm, how they could cultivate their own crops, how can they keep animals, they rear the animals, they can help the animals, and they could get all kind of help from the animal, either for their food or for their clothing and these things. So when the human being became farmers and herders, they needed to keep a record of the animals and the farm produce. For this, initially they used a pictorial form of writing, and for this made them know how to write. So the need of writing changed. Now initially they were drawing pictures, and slowly they changed, and these pictures were replaced by alphabets and letters, and from these they started making words, and sentences were formed from these alphabets and letters. These they used initially so that they can keep a record of their farm produce and their animals. Next came the evolution of communication. Now initially what happened, they used the pigeons, some kind of pigeons were used to send messages. You needed some messengers, and who was the earliest messengers? The pigeons were said to be the earliest messengers. Now there was a kind of pigeon called the homing pigeons. It was a variety of domestic pigeons which was very effective as a messenger, because it had the natural ability to find its own way. Now they use these pigeons to move from one place to another to deliver the message to the receiver. Messages were written on a piece of paper, and it was attached to the pigeon's legs. Now they were released to deliver the message to the receivers. Now the people who were using these pigeons were the Persians, the Romans, and even the Mughals in India. And in England, the people were also using pigeons to give the information regarding the football matches. They would take these pigeons and they would send the pigeons back to their home country to make them know about the result of the games. Now the use of pigeons for delivering message was even very popular in the 20th century. Now over 1 lakh pigeons were used in World War I as messengers. Now you know very well that they had evolved this words and alphabets. These alphabets, through alphabets they could form words and sentences. Now all these things were initially they had to write down. Okay. Now as the books were, all the books that were there, they were all handwritten, and just because it was handwritten, so they were very less in number and were very expensive. Now things that are very low in supply are generally expensive. So only the rich people could afford these books. Now for this thing, Johannes Gutenberg of Germany, he invented the printing press around 1440. You can see the first picture, it's the picture of a printing press. Now it made it possible for them to print thousands of these kinds of copies of books in less time and a lower cost, so that it was available to generally all the people over there. Now printing of books, also it included printing of newspapers also started, and therefore the information was readily available to everyone. Then came this postal system. Now as we had already said that people used postcards and manila letters to send the information, so communication by writing is as old as the invention of this postal system. The modern postal system developed in the 19th century. So through postal systems, people were allowed to send letters or parcels either within the country or outside the country through these post offices. Now we'll come with telegraph and telephone. Now what is a telegraph? Now the general way of sending letters was a postcard or a inland letter or an envelope, but slowly if an instant message had to be sent, a very important instant message was to be sent, then people used a telegram. Now this telegram they could send through a telegraph machine. Now telegraph is an instrument used for sending or receiving messages using electrical signals. It was invented by Samuel F.B. Morse and Sir Charles Whitson in 1835. How was it used? It was used by transmitting the signals over a wire laid between two distant places, and the message that was sent through this telegraph machine was called as a telegram. Now it used a Morse code. Morse code, which consisted of dots and dashes, which represented the letters of alphabets, numerals and punctuations. Now these messages could be delivered quickly due to telegraph, and it reduced the physical travel of messengers to a great extent. Now this became, since the beginning of 21st century, this use of telegram was replaced by later inventions like telephone, fax machine and internet. You can see a picture of a telephone over there. This is one of the earliest form of telephone, which was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, and he said it is credited that it was developed in the year 1876. It is simple to operate, as you all know, and it has become the most widely used means of communication in the history of mankind. Fax is a device that is attached to a telephone through which written messages are sent. It is also called as a facsimile. With the development of technology, the modern form of telephone, that is the mobile phone, is such a device that can be carried along wherever one goes, and that is why it is called as mobile, that you can carry to any place and at any time. Now through mobile phones we are sending messages through small SMSs. Then we'll discuss about radio and television. They were invented in the 20th century. It became easier means of communication to send the information or news to thousands of people. It is also used for as a great source of entertainment to people, and radio still now is used to make announcements. Now computer, it's a device used for processing, storing and displaying information. Now you all know that a computer is a multitasking thing which we use in our everyday life. Then we'll discuss about internet. Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks. Now this is the thing that connects us to the whole world. We are connected to each other everywhere, wherever we are. In the early 90s, the use of internet increased, commonly through the use of email, websites, blogs, social networking, video chats and voice chats. Internet is a source to connect to the entire world, and it is also helpful in while we have to give our shopping bills, bill payments, booking of tickets and other activities. Next, we'll discuss about satellites. Satellites are the electronic devices that are sent to space through rockets. They revolve around our planet and they receive and transmit the signals. Whether it is telephone, television or computer signals, all are sent through these communication satellites. All the information are sent from there. It is through these signals that we are able to get the information regarding all kinds of things that is taking place in any part of the world. It helps us in forecasting the weather and the climate also, and it is used by both the government and private organizations. So we come to an end of this chapter. With the end, I would like to conclude by saying that modern inventions in the field of communications have made this world a tiny place, and we are all connected. It's no more difficult for us to communicate with each other. However, we should use these resources very wisely, because of this also has led to an increase in crime rates in the world.